how's it going today? This is Michael out in Maui, and today I thought we'd kind of discuss accuracy. It's real important when you're talking about accuracy is balance. Once you've learned technique, it all comes to balance and staying in the throw. A lot of times when you're trying to throw, you overthrow. You either try to throw too hard. So for throwing more accurate, you just need to still slow everything down and play at the speed you're at. You know, playing faster and throwing further takes time to develop. So for accuracy, you know, it's always important to first always pick a spot where you want your disc to land. Don't just throw your disc. Always have an idea where you want it to land, because you want to analyze why you don't land where you're trying to throw it. If you're trying to throw your disc and land middle of the fairway and you land on the right side edge, you know, why? Why'd that happen? Analyze why it went offline. Before you walk off the tee pad, always take a second and look at your stance. Like, are you on line to where you were actually thinking of throwing it, or is your line to where it landed? A lot of times when you're on the tee-off box, since there's no markers, so like, you know, there's no markers on the ground on a tee-off box. So when you're lining up off a tee-off box, you need to make sure that you pick your spot where you want your lead foot to land up to the line you want to throw. So if I'm on the tee-off box, and let's just say, you know, this is where I want my foot to land on the tee-off box. Well, if I run up and my foot lands here, well, now I'm offline. I mean, if I wanted to land here and my foot lands just next to it, well, now my throw has moved. So instead of being down the center of the fairway, you know, now I'm here, off to the right. So I notice with me, a lot of times that's a big one. So you'll be on the tee-off box and you'll be looking down the fairway, but then as you come back from the fairway to where you want to throw to, you need to pick a line on your tee-off pad to, you know, to give you the line. So like I say, if you pick that as your line, you know, when you do your X step, you need to land there. There's a lot of times, like I say, you'll just kind of land just off of it, but that changes your angle, you know. So that's a big point. So if you throw the disc and it didn't land where you were thinking, take a second to look at your feet. Did you actually land on your line? Another big one would be grip locking. Like sometimes you'll run up and everything stems to over trying. You know, so for throwing straight, sometimes you'll grip lock it and you'll throw it to the right. Well, a lot of that stems from turning the shoulders. So, and standing too straight up. So if you come in and you're too straight on your back, and then you're trying to throw so hard, you turn your shoulders, and then you throw the disc to the right. And the reason it's always a good throw is because everything's correct. You know, a grip lock is a correct throw. The only thing you did wrong is your shoulders are pointed to the right instead of straight. But the throw is always correct. And then same thing with the pop out to the left. A lot of times you'll run up and you'll get that little pop out to the left. It just kind of just comes out of your hands. It's like you have no power on it. It just kind of comes out. And that's the same thing. You're coming in, you're too straight, your reach back is too close to your body. So if I'm up here and my reach back is too close to the body, as I'm trying to pull through, in your head you realize that, and it just happens super fast, but you push out. So you're really close, you're pulling, and then you end up pushing out away from your body. So it's kind of basically a inside out throw. And it's just from bad posture. Once again, grip lock and those pop outs are from bad posture. So like I say, balance is key. Once you've learned technique gets you so far. You got to have good technique. But then it's all balance. Everything after technique is balance. So that little pop out is the same thing. You're too close to your body, you're standing too straight, and you're trying to clear space. And that's why you usually have nothing on the throw. Because you're here, and then it's more like you just push with the arm. And but both of those throws stem from bad posture. You have to think of it as a professional athlete, tennis players, basketball, anybody. Your balance comes from being on the ball of your foot. So the ball of the foot, you want your pressure up here, not back here, flat-footed. You want pressure here, you want a good bend on your knees. So your athletic stance, when you come through, your head stays in front. So you're here, and if your head stays here, and you got a good, angle on your back, because you got to keep your head forward. See, as you're pulling through here, it's really hard to rotate it out like this, opening this way, because you've got, you're here. So you'd literally have to stand up and then to come out of it. So with the bent legs, your weight's on the toes, you're here, and then that's what helps keep you on top. So you don't grip lock it to the right or push it to the left. So stay on the balls of your feet. You should be able to move athletically, just like this. That's the throw. So you come in on my balls of the feet, X step, throw. If you're flat-footed, that's where you lose your balance. If your legs are too straight, you plant that front leg and you get too much weight on the heel. Now you're coming in straight. And then that raises the body up. Now your torso is straight. And that's when you could roll the shoulders, grip lock, come inside, that little pop to the left. So when you're practicing, it doesn't hurt to exaggerate. Be in the front. You should be loose. Bend your legs, get a good front. So when you come in, get your, balance. You're here and there. All my weight's here. Then transfer. But the body stays down. I know, like when you watch the videos, it's hard to tell, but everything's happening so fast. When you watch a tournament, it looks like they're standing up. But if you were to slow it down, you could see that they're here, they make the throw, and then they're coming up. So you need to be down here in an athletic stance. It should be here. And then you drive through into the throw. So those are, the major causes are always a breakdown of your mechanics. Another one for throwing straight is not shifting your weight. If you come in and your weight stays back on this back leg, that means you're throwing uphill. See right here, if I load the back leg, this disc on release is now up. It's changed my shoulder angle. So by not shifting your weight, so a lot of times you'll come in nonchalant. You'll come in and you'll kind of just be up here again, and you'll throw from here. And all your weight's on this back leg, which puts your arms on and up. I mean, how many times have you tried to throw a straight shot and you hit the trees right above it? And you're like, what the heck? You know, the tree's right there. But you realize you never unloaded the legs. By unloading this leg to the front leg, that makes you throw flat. You have to shift the weight. So if you're here, I mean, it doesn't have to be anything drastic. You just got to get off the back leg. So even if you're coming in slow and you just want to throw, you just got to get the weight to the front. You know, this leg, you know, if you want to just leave it back, but get off the back leg, and that will lower your shoulders to where you're throwing straight. So transferring the weight is very important for throwing accurate. Another thing, a lot of times you'll come in and if you're too high on your chest, you know, and you got to remember all these throws are from a breakdown of standing up too straight a lot. I mean, because even if you're throwing a straight shot down the fairway, you're still on top here. You know, you're never up here. But sometimes you'll throw and you'll be so high on the chest that you actually release the disc under like this. You roll the forearm. So instead of driving through, you're so high, you're up here, and you end up just rolling the wrist this way. And then you kind of release under. I've seen people do that, and it's, you know, their hands are too high. They'll come in and they'll be way up here, and then as you're trying to pull through, they just can't get anything on it, so it's from here, and then they roll this way as the disc comes out, instead of powering the disc this way where the back of the hand leads the throw. They're literally having to roll the up. I remember when I was learning, I would always kind of have a shot. I would come in like that and I'd roll my forearm, and it was because, you know, I'm too high. And I'd roll the forearm and you just kind of get the disc to come out from underneath. So that's another little thing there. It's basically just from not getting the back of the hand leading the throw, and you're up too high. The throw should take place, you know, mid stomach, waist, right here is the throw. So you're coming through here, back of the hand leads the throw. And then if you come up, you're here, and it's kind of the same thing as that pop out to the left. You're jamming yourself, and so you're here and you roll this way and you release the disc underneath. And it stems, same thing, just from bad mechanics. But anyways, so for accuracy, I mean, I recommend playing the course with mid-ranges. Thing about mid-ranges, they don't go very far, yet you could have a lot of fun with them because you could, you know, turn them over, flex shot, hyzer them, come in flat. You know, really, you know, they're fun to learn to throw. Yeah, you don't get as much distance, but if you really want to start practicing accuracy, you know, start with your mid-ranges, pick a spot where you want it to land, and throw to that spot, okay? And everything comes back to analyzing everything. You need to analyze so you could keep breaking it down and understanding why it happened so you can correct it. But for now, those are kind of the things that pop into my mind for accuracy. Most everything stems to a broken down on your balance. You know, staying in the throw, staying in here. A lot of it, like I say, don't overthrow. You know, stay in your boundaries. You know, it's increments to go harder and harder. The better technique, and then little by little push yourself further and further. But it all stems from good balance, good posture. But anyway, so I recommend playing with just mid-ranges for some. Pick where you want it to land. Pay attention to where you're standing and why you didn't hit your mark, so you could fix that. But so those are some good things that you just can ponder and have an idea why they happen. And for now, we'll do some more videos on throwing different angles, how to throw an Anheuser, hyzer. But for now, really just practice balance. Think where you want it to go. Always pick your spot. Don't just throw it. But anyways, so for now, from Maui, this is Michael. Aloha.